मैम आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
यस स्टूडेंट्स, अब क्लियर है?
जी मैम अब आ रही है।
ओके, सो व्हाट वाज आई सेइंग दैट हम अभी बात करें डिस्टेंस बिटवीन को चैनल सेल्स. So when we are talking about co-channel cells, that means we are moving cluster to cluster. अगर आप इसमें इस इमेज में देखें, these are co-channel cells. Okay, co-channel cells means you have moved from one cluster to another cluster. You are not in the same cluster. Okay, we are not talking about the adjacent cells. We are talking about the co-channel cells. Okay, so when we are talking about co-channel cells, that means we have moved cluster to cluster, so we need to contribute the cluster size also over here. अगर आप ये देखें cos pi by 6, cos pi by 6, if you convert cos pi by 6, it will give you under root 3 upon 2. Okay, it's under root 3 upon 2. When you put under root 3 upon 2 over here, and this 2 and that 2 will be cancelled out, you will remain with r under root 3. Okay, what will you get? R under root 3. Is it clear?
यस मैम।
Okay, and since we are talking about co-channel cells, so we have to put cluster size also over here, because co-channel cells, have told you again and again that co-channel cells means that we are moving cluster to cluster, so we need to have cluster size also over here. Okay, so this is the formula for distance between the co-channel cells, and if we see the formula for distance between the adjacent cell, it will be 2r. It will just be 2r, sorry, not 2r, it would be r under root 3. Okay, are you getting it? It will be r under root 3. If we convert this, it will be under root 3 upon 2. 2 and 2 will be cancelled. We will just get r under root 3. And if we are talking about co-channel cells distance, so we will have the cluster size also over here. Okay,
जी मैम।
now we have come up to co-channel reuse ratio. Okay, now what is co-channel reuse ratio? The formula of co-channel reuse ratio is Q is equals to D upon R. Okay, now what is D? D is the distance between the two neighboring co-channel cells. This is the one we have just studied. Okay, and R is the radius of the cell. Again, when we put these things, R and R will be cancelled. The co-channel reuse ratio will be under root 3C. Okay, it is very simple, I think. You can understand it. Yes, students.
यस मैम इट्स क्लियर।
Now this table, if you can just see this one, this is giving the shift parameters. Okay, here you have the cluster size, and this is the co-channel reuse ratio. You know all the formulas, you can find out them. Okay, for example, if you are not given, these shift parameters are not given to you. Okay, you are just provided with an image, and through that image you will find out the I and J parameters. When you find out the I and J parameters, you will put it into the cluster size formula. Okay, when you get the cluster size, then you use the co-channel reuse ratio formula, and you will put that cluster size over here. You will get the co-channel reuse ratio. Okay, students?
मैम मैम रेडियस की वैल्यू हमें गिवन होगी?
यस, रेडियस की जरूरत नहीं होगी एक्चुअली आपको.
मैम डी फाइंड करने के लिए तो होगी.
क्या फाइंड करने के लिए?
D. Distance.
Beta, if you can see in this one, ये देखें, what is D? D is R under root 3C. Okay, R and R will be cancelled out, and you will just get this one. Okay. If I ask for D, just D, okay, distance between the adjacent cell or distance between the co-channel cell, then R will be provided to you, of course. But if you just need to find out the co-channel reuse ratio, you will not need R. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So how many slides do we have? So up till now, everything is clear or not?
Yes, ma'am. Everything is clear.
So are you able to grasp more or not? I'm asking that are you able to grasp more or not? Can we move to next slides?
Ma'am, I think it's enough for today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's just learn two or three more slides, okay? So now we have come up to sectors or sectoring. Okay. So if you remember, we have talked about interference. There is something called interference. Okay. So this is actually a solution. The sectoring or sectors is a solution for the co-channel interference, right? So how does it work? We will see over here. If you remember, we know that we have cells. Okay. We have divided our geographical area into cells, right? And we have placed base station through the cell, inside the cells, and that through that base station we are being provided with coverage. Now, since we were facing interference, when we find out that the co-channel cells are nearer, जितने भी वो करीब होंगे उतनी ज़्यादा interference होगी, right? So उसके लिए हमने ये solution निकाला है जिसको हम sectoring कह रहे हैं, right? Now what happens in sectoring is that now an individual cell is further divided. पहले हम geographical area को divide करते थे cell में, अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं, अब हम उस इंडिविजुअल सेल को डिवाइड कर रहे हैं सेक्टर्स में. अगर आप एक सेल देख लें तो ये आप इसमें तीन जो कलर देख रहे हैं, इसका मतलब है इसको सेक्टर किया हुआ है, 3 सेक्टर्स बनाए हुए हैं इसके. ओके, एंड ईच ऑफ द सेक्टर विल हैव omnidirectional antenna. Okay, or you can sorry, not omnidirectional antenna but directional antenna. Okay, first we were using that omnidirectional antenna, but now we have directional antenna, means that each of the sector will have a directional antenna, and that directional antenna will give the cover, provide coverage to that particular sector. Okay, like this your interference would be reduced. It will not be completely tackled, but it will be reduced. Okay, because now omnidirectional antennas are not used. Now directional antennas are used. Fine.
Ma'am, there are three antennas in each
There are
sector.
3 base stations in a single cell. There are 3 base stations in a single cell, but in a single sector, there is a single base station. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. We replace the one base station with three.
Yes, you are correct. But before we have a single omnidirectional, now we have directional antennas. Okay. Instead of omnidirectional, one omnidirectional, we have 3 directional.
Yes, ma'am.
Getting it?
Ma'am, is there any effect on frequency?
There is no effect on frequency. It is such like that. If you remember, we have different frequencies in different cell. Now we will have different frequencies in different sectors. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. There are three frequencies.
We cannot say there are 3 frequencies. We cannot say we cannot measure in frequency in terms of values that we have 3 frequencies, we have 7 frequencies. We can just say there will be different frequencies. Okay.
Okay,
There
ma'am.
is always range
Yes.
of frequency. We cannot say we have 1 frequency, 2 frequency, 3 frequency. No, we have ranges of frequencies, but the frequency ranges are different in different sectors. Okay, but it is not like that we were having the frequency that we were having in that particular cell. Okay, if the frequency that were having the particular cell, that the same frequency will be divided into 3 sectors now. ऐसा नहीं है कि अब हमने सिर्फ फ्रीक्वेंसी हमारी फ्रीक्वेंसी तो वैसे ही लिमिटेड है. ओके, हमने
Yes, ma'am.
unidirectional antennas यूज कर लिए हैं. Okay, when we are using unidirectional antenna, that means that we do not that antenna is not providing 360-degree coverage. That is providing the coverage at the particular direction that it is. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's clear now.
Okay, now the sectoring can be possible in either way. Okay, this is called a cell site. Site means the area. You know what the site means actually. Here you have divided it into 3. Okay, here you have divided it into 6. You will do it according to your need. This is a sector antenna, sectoring antenna. Okay, the base, I'm talking about the base station, not the antenna. Okay, if you ever go outside, you can see these things. Now let's continue the coming slides in the next class, hopefully in the physical class. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask me.
Ma'am, what is site?
Site is an area. The word site means
Okay, ma'am.
area.
Okay.
अगर आप इस तरह अगर आप इस वर्ड को याद करना चाहते हैं, द वर्ड साइट, जहाँ पे कंस्ट्रक्शन वगैरह होती है ना, हम कहते हैं हम साइट पे जाके देखते हैं कि क्या काम हो रहा है. It's actually the area where the construction is happening, right? Site is another word for area. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. जी मैम.
ठीक है. जी बेटा, ठीक है, समझ आया आपको साइट?
जी मैम, क्लियर.
So if you have any kind of question, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will end up the class now. No question?
No, ma'am.
Okay then.
मैम, वन क्वेश्चन.
Yes, please.
मैम, इसमें हमने ओमनी डायरेक्शन एंटीना को चेंज किया है यूनी डायरेक्शनल एंटीना में।
रिप्लेस किया है बेटा।
ठीक है मैम। ओके।
यस, मैंने बताया ना कि सिंस हम सेक्टरिंग कर रहे हैं, हम सेक्टरिंग में जो है, अब हम, आप खुद देखें, अगर आप इस बात को सोचें कि एक ही सेल के अंदर अगर हमने सेक्टर कर दिया और हमने सब में अगर ओमनी डायरेक्शनल लगा दिया, तो ओमनी डायरेक्शनल का मतलब क्या है कि वो पूरे 360 अपने इर्द गिर्द जो भी एरिया सबको कवरेज प्रोवाइड करेगा। अगर हमने तीनों जगह एक ही सेल के अंदर तीनों जगह ओमनी डायरेक्शनल लगा दिया, तो फिर वही ओवरलैपिंग वाला मसला आ जाएगा,
यस मैम।
है ना। तो
यस मैम।
इसीलिए हमने यहाँ डायरेक्शनल लगाया है, ताकि हर एक एंटेना जो है, हर एक बेस स्टेशन सिर्फ अपने सेक्टर्स में कवरेज प्रोवाइड करे। ओके,
ओके मैम, इट्स वेरी क्लियर।
एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
नो मैम।
ओके देन।